So I saved this question for all of you,
Okay.
and myself included, right? We all have our type of sales, purchase, investments, and income generators we like personally. Which is the one you don't like? Which is that loan borrower type that you don't like? The one that, yeah. And if you need a little help, I'll help you.
Why don't you start? And then we'll go.
Yes.
I cannot stand with somebody who is pretending, not pretending, pretending to have more than they actually do. All right? Don't call me and say, Ian, I got this $100 million deal. I'm the one that's going to say how much money you got in the bank.
Yes.
You can't come to me with no big project and say, there's no 100% financing for $100 million.
Yes.
Okay? And those who, I have a gentleman down in Southeast Texas, the Beaumont, Port Arthur area. He calls me or texts me once a week with the deal of the century. And every response that I say back to him is, how much money in the bank? All right? Because there is no get rich quick in real estate. Real estate is about planning.
That's right.
And you have more people out here wasting our time than fulfilling our time.
Yeah.
Right.
That's my example.
So mine is going to be clients that hire you as their realtor, but then think they don't need a realtor and want to do the transaction themselves.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes. And yours.
Mine is you hire me as your real estate professional, but yet you're going to every single friend and family member for advice, and then you're coming to me every day or every other day with why is it that I've been told this and you told me this? I said because they're not real estate professionals. And but I listen because they're, I'm not saying I'm 100% right all the time,
Right.
but I am saying that you go to a doctor because they have studied and practiced that,
Right.
That's right.
You don't go to everybody else for advice when it comes to health or
WebMD.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
If you're getting a divorce, you go to an attorney. Come on.
Or you come to me, I'm an expert on
Oh
that.
yeah, he is. Correction.
I can help you without. I can tell you the do's and don'ts of the divorce. And my favorite don't, never talk back to the judge.
What'd you
Never
do?
talk back to the judge.
You know.
You can tell us that story after the show because it seems like you did something to learn that
You
lesson.
know he did something bad.
He talks out of experience.
And what is that client that you don't like?
Well, I do not like people that delay on their documents. Or, for instance, they say, we have this situation. We're got to close by next week. And the day of, they still haven't given you the document that you need to close. So it's like you keep extending. And I literally been dealing with the client for 4 months.
Yes.
And we started with, they have 5 properties, but it's always, when we get to there's always an issue. Until, I figure it out because after I went through the 5, now I know exactly what the hell is going on. And I was able to tell me the only way you can do this is this way.
Oh, yeah.
And still, they want to close next week, and I still don't have their documents. It's
Yeah, and see, and then there's another one. The one that's getting advice from somebody who has never done anything.
oh yeah.
Right.
So I said, who told you that? That's my favorite thing. Who told you that? Well, my good friend, she lives next door to me in an apartment complex. Okay. What the hell she know about buying a house? She up in an
You
apartment
owned a complex?
No, she lived there. She the neighbor. All the stuff in the house is from Aaron Rich Furniture. Okay. Okay. So when she gonna give you advice on buying a house, or I have actually done. This is why I don't like home buying workshops. I did a workshop one time years ago, and there was this lady in the room. How you have that person in the room that
Yeah, shut up. Just sit down and shut up.
you know he's lying to you. You can't buy no house. That looked at him on face. They just there to just pour salt on everybody. I looked at her and says, "Ma'am, are you okay?" And she says, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, "Either you mad at me or you constipated. Pick a thing."
Oh no.
He probably didn't say
I
that.
know you did say that. I know he did.
Okay, and she said, "What do you mean by that?" I said, "Because every time I say something, you do." They said, "Because you tell these people they can buy a house." I said, "Why can't they buy a house?" You see all these people, they don't have no money. How you know they don't have no money? I watch them every day. I said, so you don't have no job. That's why you judge me every day.
That's why you don't got no
I'm
money.
the last person to have this conversation with me. I said, I do have a job. I babysit. They ain't no damn job.
And you can't read a book by its cover because, like, Stephen Blackwell wanted to go see that car he was liking, that Maserati. And after the show, I went and put on a ratty t-shirt and some shorts because it was nice and warm here. And I rode up with Maserati like that. He's like, "You gonna go to Maserati like that?" I'm like, "If they gonna judge me like this, I don't need to buy their car."
That's my
I'm
friend.
gonna be
Okay,
comfortable.
That's my friend. We ain't really
Because
negotiating.
I don't care if I'm a ratty t-shirt. You don't know my credit score and you don't know how much money in my bank account.
That's right.
That's why we don't book.
Let me tell you, the real estate professionals out there this too. When you're holding an open house and somebody walks in,
Yep,
you don't judge them by
No,
the
you do
vehicle
not.
they're driving
No,
or
you
how
do
they're
not.
dressed. Because I have known many people
Oh yeah.
that choose not to invest in vehicles and stuff
Right.
like this,
Mm-hmm.
but they may be sitting, they may
With
be
a pile of
software
money, yeah.
professionals. You don't know what they're
That's right.
doing. Never judge a book by its cover. Treat people with respect at all times.
That's right.
The respect that you want for yourself.
Let me tell you, I know a lot of millionaires that you will never know they are.
Yeah.
People
You
are
will never
great.
know.
Yeah.
I have an investor in Florida. You know where we meet? Under a tree on a property that he owns in a corner of 37 and 183rd. And that's the happiest man in life. Go to that man's house. He has rugs that are worth like $20,000.
Mhm.
So it's humbling because you see, and he's so helpful, but you really cannot.
And the perfect example, I worked with a builder. He passed away a few years ago. He rode his bike. This old Schwinn. I don't even know how it was still.
So you're not talking about a motorcycle. You're talking about bicycles.
bicycle, right? He would tool around Montgomery. He had like 4 or 5 projects going on. He would always have jeans on, ratty jeans on, faded cowboy boots, and this oil hat. Like I call him Mr. Bob. Mr. Bob, what are you doing? He says, I'm going to check on my properties. All right. Now he's a builder. Okay, so
Yeah.
you're not expecting a suit and tie. But then, when I used to go out with him and his wife to eat, they would have this sense of comfort about themselves.
Mhm.
And because I knew them, I knew they had this sense of comfort about themselves. I had done some of their construction loans before, okay? Let's put it like this. They had enough money in the bank to choke an elephant, all right? All right? But you would have never known it by appearance.
Correct.
Mhm.
Oil-soaked baseball cap.
Yes.
Holes in his jeans, faded cowboy boots. I used to use my cowboy boots all the time. He said, these shoes are more comfortable than my life.
You know what? That's the difference between I think earned wealth and given wealth.
Yes.
It's totally different aura about that person. The given wealth or the easy wealth, they flash it out.
Yeah.
But the one when you work hard,
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want nobody to I don't want to tell you I have a penny, so you don't ask me for half. You know.
But something my late father used to say, he would say all the time, an individual with money quietly enters the room.
That's right.
Those who are not used to money announce their presence.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the ones who are going to lose their money.
Mm-hmm.
Enter in the room. Don't put a target on your back, because when
That's
you
right.
have money, people trying to take it from you in some way, form, or fashion.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you have to be conscious of how you judge or don't judge people.
Yes.
Now, but of course, being me, I start off every one of my classes now with everybody stand up. What? In 2023, we not working with broke people. Repeat after me. We're not working with broke people. And I said, yeah, you can't say that. Two ladies already out there that you can't work with broke people.
But there's a difference though. You're saying you're not going to work with broke people. That's because we're going to make sure that they're pre-qualified before we go show them a property.
Exactly.
And we're going to make sure that what we show them, they're qualified for, so we can get them to the closing table.
But because I said, because if you keep hanging around broke people, you're going to be broke.
That's
Yeah.
right. It is true.
But think about it. The dynamic is this, in all honesty. You have to caretake what you do, and you have to target the right clientele to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
When you target the wrong clientele and you spend all that time, I tell agents all the time, you're not a social worker. Stop acting like one. Because when you have certain buyers, You they pastor, you they counselor, you
Mhm.
they divorce lawyer,
Yep.
you they babysitter, you they everything. Me, slip and fall, leave me alone.
You know, that's one of the reasons I like working with investors because they're more number driven
Right.
as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. That's
Yep.
the dynamic you have.